people who don't know who you are, can you tell them who you are, where you're from?
Hey everybody, how you doing? My name is C True. Most people know me as Chris. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, born and raised in East New York, Brooklyn, and that's where my roots come from the Brooklyn area of, of New York.
All right. So how was it growing up in Brooklyn during your time in the '80s, right?
Well, I was born actually in the '70s, to be honest with you, but I lived through the '80s and '90s during a critical time, especially in we're talking about the old Brooklyn, where we saw a lot of uh, poverty, drug killing, drug addict, um, very dangerous to ride on the trains and being in the neighborhood. So you had to maneuver and get around. So it was crazy back then in the '80s and the '90s.
Okay, definitely. So we can get right into it about your book that you have right there. Peanut butter, no jelly, something's missing. So can you tell us a little bit about that book?
Sure,
What
definitely.
made you write it?
So during my time, what brought this book about was through my experience through life, as you talked about the '80s and '90s, and what compelled me to write this book was I seen from when I was a younger kid, and and what inspired me mostly was because I found out when I was in school and I was younger how I was lied to about Christopher Columbus, about all of these things that we were up there singing and celebrating. They were all false, and I started to get into reading about my own Black culture and history when I got into uh, ninth grade in high school. We're talking about 1986. And because I wanted to pursue, because I wanted to find the truth. And when I found out that everything that I was taught in junior high school, public school was a lie, that compelled me to go do my own research, start looking into my history. Then I started reading more and more books about our Black history, started learning about the greatness of Black. Malcolm X is one of my favorites. I started reading about, you know, Before the Mayflower, another great book. And I started reading Naeem Akbar, Vision for Men, another book, Niggas to Gods. So I started reading these books and I started to find out about the truth and who we were as a people. So I was like, man, I want to make a difference because I see the oppression that is happening in our neighborhoods. I see what they're doing to us. I see the mindsets, I see the mentality. How can I bring something to the table that can bring self-awareness and consciousness? That was my goal when I started writing this book.
Okay. So do you feel like your book accomplished that? Did you feel like you were able to accomplish your goal with your book?
Yes, most definitely. I know a lot of people don't, know me or, you know, don't have an idea what this book is. Basically, I felt when I wrote this book that I was covering all grounds and all aspects of, not only just for our Black African American women, but also for our Black males, stuff to what I call my slogan word is food for thought, something to think about, because right now they're washing away our history, our past. You can't go in the library and pull these books off the shelf. You have to go find them on Amazon. Back in my time, you could go in the library and just get these books. Now they're erasing it. We used to go buy these books, self-development books and education books off the table in New York, as you know, Harlem, 125th Street, downtown Brooklyn. We could buy those books, Miseducation of a Negro and all these types of books. Now you don't see it nowhere on the street. And so they're erasing our past, our history, and they're feeding us a whole bunch of garbage as you can see. And so we need something to enlighten the people. And I just really feel that, I mean, there's so many other great authors, but I believe that this book, Peanut Butter and No Jelly, Something is Missing, will enlighten those and bring them some type of awareness and consciousness.
Okay, so with your first book, did you feel were you like afraid or like open to any backlash that you'll get from having a book that's covering like such a sensitive topic?
Yeah, I really don't have any fear of a backlash because what I represent is see truth. So I'm only going to speak the truth, and I understand the truth will always people will be offended by the truth because the truth makes you have to look at the reality of life or yourself or your situation. So I stand for truth. Now, people are entitled to their opinion and what they agree and disagree. That's the great thing about being an author. You write the vision for how you see things, but I'm only trying to bring the truth. I'm not trying to fabricate things or make it appear like it's not, because these are actual events that we are dealing with as a culture, as African American people.
Okay, definitely. So what was the best part about writing a book?
The best part I like about this book that how I was able to put everything together and that during the years, because actually this book started, for those who didn't know, it really actually started in 2010.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but yeah, 2010. So I thank God for giving me that time, because that time off, what it did was it gave me more time for knowledge and through experience of life from what I've seen through my eyes and hearing, and meeting new people and other people. And so what it did was it gave me a chance to write and combine all the things that I needed for the recipe of the book, which was spirituality, which was awareness, which was you know dealing going back to our history and slavery, dealing with those type of things and oppression and stuff like that. So those were the ingredients for this book.
Okay, so it's 2021 now, so it was an 11-year process making a book. So you really put a lot of time and effort into making a book. So with the final release, do you feel like it was everything that you like envisioned when writing the book or starting the book?
Absolutely, yeah. Um, yeah, everything that I wanted. I didn't want a big book. For those who are, maybe listening, this book is only 54 pages because I like to give you meat and potatoes. I don't like a big book where it's just full of nothing in between. I just come direct with the source and information so you can gather it and think about it. Once again, I said food for thought, but I think the final process of this book is phenomenal. I'm happy with it. I'm thrilled. It is not even about, the book. It's about, for me, it's more about the message that I hopefully can change mindsets and change people's lives and perspective on things.
Okay, so let's talk about your the shirt you have on. You spoke about it earlier. See True. Uh, so that's your brand. Can you speak on that more as well?
Yeah, so um, I had a vision and it came to mind to start my brand, which was See True, which is the name that I go by, See Truth for Real. And so the See Truth brand basically represents if you stand for truth, are you consciously aware, are you a believer, whatever your truth may be in life, this is what the brand, because I represent truth, and those who represent truth and who are consciously awoke will love this brand because we stand for truth. Because this is what it symbolizes. It's not my name. It's a brand, but it's a brand for people that represent the truth, and want to wear that brand to show what they represent. So this is what it's all about because right now we live in a world of illusion with a lot of stuff going on, but we need some more truth spoken, and we need people that are consciously awoke to represent us right now.
Okay, definitely. And out of your first copies of your book, you were able to sell out your first 20 books. So how was that feeling? Knowing that people were receptive of your writing.
Well, I'm appreciative, a lot for all of those who supported me. I know this is, 'cause it's kind of difficult when you write a book and nobody knows you or you're not well known. And so for those who showed their support, I'm very grateful and thankful. And just not to toot my horn once again, I'll state this is a great book. I think you'll get a lot out of it, a lot of awareness, a lot of things to think about, and that I believe it's a great book.
Okay. So for other people that may want to read the book or check it out, where can they purchase it or maybe get in contact with you to have a book to purchase a book?
Well, you can always find me on Facebook. You can go to my website, which is 2rr718 dot wix dot com /see truth. You can find that book on my website. I'm sure Diamond Cuts will also, you can find it on his website, and you can just go ahead and purchase this great book. The book is only $16. Shipping is included. Great for all women of all ages of our culture, black and brown. It's even great for our black men so they can be awoke and understand the part that they play in what's missing. So great book. I even want to give it to our young black men because one day they may be fathers or they may have to be step in and play that dad role. So just a great book all around for everybody to read, even our young ones. I would encourage them to read it as well.
Okay, definitely. So do you is there more books coming from you in the future?
Definitely, my next and upcoming book is uh, Brothers of Lost Soul. I'm working on that. That's my next project, and I'm working on my clothing brand. So to inspire all of my people that stand up for truth and believe in truth and is seeking truth. So that is my goal. But Brothers of Lost Soul, is definitely for all of black men and young black men. So I'm writing uh, to awake my brothers and fathers. We need to come together. So that's what I'm writing for.
All right, and then the last question I ask everyone, since we're Diamond Cut Media, I ask everyone before they leave their interviews, what gems would you drop off to anyone who may be watching this interview?
What I want, the gem that I want to drop off to people is this: that be, we have to come out of this stage of changing our mindset, changing our mentality. They're just feeding us a whole bunch of garbage, and we have to come out of it. We're better than what we are. We're following whatever they give us on TV, whatever the media feeds us, social media. We go ahead and go right along with it, and all it does is degrade us and make us look different. But we're very brilliant people. We're very smart. We're gifted, but we don't use it, and we're using it in a negative way. And we have to start doing better as people, how we portray. They only attack for our children. They only attack for our black men. And we have to do better. So my gem to all my black people is stand up for truth and seek truth. Right now, you're living in a lie and an illusion, and we have to do better as people. We have to wake up. They got us strapped, and we gotta wake up.
All right, definitely. So, I want to thank you for joining us, and everyone, make sure to get the book "Peanut Butter No Jelly: Something Missing." It's a
Absolutely.
it's
And
a
make
great read. He also has merch, the See Truth merch, and like he said, you can get in contact with him to get more.
Yes, well, thank you. I appreciate it, Diamond Cuts, and it's a pleasure. And I'll definitely be on my end letting people know about your platform. I appreciate